Hey, thanks for joining me for another video here on Survival on Purpose. And I'm Brian, and today we're going to talk about a way to secure your firearms for cleaning, maintenance, service, modifications, anything you need to do. If you've got any kind of long guns and you have to clean them or work on them or take them apart or anything, you know, sometimes it's a real big pain in the butt to have kind of figure out how to secure everything. So we're going to take a look at this Tipton Ultra Gun Vise today. But first, today's words of wisdom from the Bible. Today's wisdom is from the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 16 in the NIV. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet. Be steadfast in all your ways. And a big thank you to my friends at XS Sights for sponsoring today's video. XS Sights are the fastest sights in any light. They're the only sights I trust my life to on any pistol that I carry for self-defense. I was an XS Sights paying customer for years before they reached out and asked about becoming a channel sponsor. I've got them on the Glock 43X I'm carrying right now. XS Sights are made in the USA, and they are made by people who shoot and know what it means to be able to hit your target. I prefer the XS Big Dots, but they have a lot of different styles. They also have tools, and they got a whole bunch of stuff, and it's all very, very well made. So check out XS Sights, and if you use the code SOP15, you'll be glad you did. So thanks to XS Sights for being a channel sponsor now. This is the Tipton, as I said, the Ultra Gun Vise. If you've been following the channel, you may recall we took a look at a Real Avid gun workstation, or whatever you call it, a few months ago. And it's pretty handy, but it's not as handy as this. And there was a couple things about that one. I'll put a link to that video up here if you're interested in that, because to be fair, it's a little less money than this one. But you can only clamp one end of the firearm with it. So the other end, you had a V-notch. And if it didn't, some guns, like, you just couldn't get them level if you want to get them level. This allows you to get to, there's all kinds of configurations on this thing. I'll try to show you some of them as we go. But let me just talk about the main parts of it first, because I have notes. And I spent a lot of time making these notes. We don't want to waste them. So anyway, first of all, they have ball and socket articulating clamps. Let me just show you what I mean by that, if I can get it out of here on camera, because it's brand new, so it's probably a little stiff. Okay, so right here, you see these? They have ball and sockets in them, so they're not fixed in one particular orientation. So that allows you to put them in like that if you want to squeeze at the top, or in like that if you want to squeeze at the bottom. They're also independently adjustable. The other one we had from the Real Avid, it had a clamp thing on it, so one side was stationary and the other side pushed it in. This allows you a lot more flexibility. Also, they have a dual clamp technology, so there's clamps on both sides. You can really secure it on both ends of the firearm, so you can clamp the back and the front, the butt stock and the forearm, or the barrel, or whatever you want to clamp. A rigid steel tube frame with adjustable feet, which is another feature which is cool. You can level this thing and make sure you get it right with the adjustable feet. These are fast turn knobs for clamping. You've got a knob here that tightens up this in here, or it also allows you to like I said, it's brand new. You got to give it a little break in, but allows you to adjust the heights on these things, so you can put it wherever you want. If you want to, there's much more adjustability on this one than the other ones I looked at, and you can also adjust these wherever you want to adjust them on the rail, and loosen them up and slide them up or down, move them. Again, it's kind of tight, but I got to take that. This is blocking it. I got to push this out of the way. See, this is how why I have doofus warnings on my videos. So there you go. I should have anyway. So anyway, it also has these two little removable parts trays, and what's really cool, it has this vise block where you can put an AR-15 receiver on here, and it has a hammer block. So if you need to adjust the, you can pull the trigger and do things and not without slamming your hammer down, which is pretty cool. A hammer stop. So we'll put that back on there so you can see it. This engineered glass-filled nylon construction provides a high level of rigidity while preventing damage to your firearm. This is straight from their website, of course. And the MSRP on this one is $231, but on Amazon it's about $171. So to be fair, probably a lot more money, at least double the money of the first one, the Real Avid. So got to be fair about that, but I think it's worth it, or I wouldn't have bought it. So that's kind of the specs in that thing. So what I thought it might be worthwhile to do is to go ahead and load my rifle up in here that I'm about to make a scope video for. By the way, this thing basically you can either just take it off if you don't need it, and all this other stuff too, or you can just loosen this nut up here and fold it down. Either way, whatever floats your boat. I'm going to take it off for a minute because I don't need it for this. I'm not working on the AR right now. We've got a bolt action. Okay, so as you can see, I've got this, and I'm not checking the time, by the way. People ask me about that. I'm controlling my iPhone with my Apple Watch. So, so you can see, like, this one, because of the pistol grip on it, there's at least a 2 or 3 inch gap between vertical distance between the bottom of this, where it would rest down, and the bottom of the forearm. So what we can do with this, we can loosen this up a little bit and just tap this down and then tighten it back up, and then we can raise this up a little bit. Really don't have to, because we can just clamp it tight. That was the problem with the other one. At least that was one of my problems with the other one, was that this front was not really adjustable. It had a V in it, and if you put a lot of pressure, it's going to go all the way down. So I'm just going to tighten this thing up in here like it goes. And so super, now it is, by golly, it's not going anywhere. And so you can, and if you need to adjust it, if you want to level it this way or that way, it's really easy to do. So, and what's cool about it is, if you want to clamp a shotgun, a break open shotgun where it's still together, but for cleaning or whatever, you can just open it up, clamp both ends here where they need to be, and they'll stay where you put them. It's just this clamping system is really good. But yeah, that's really it. I'm not going to belabor the point here. This is a really very versatile setup. Like I said, I got the Real Avid, I think, in a Crate Club or one of those subscription boxes years ago that were sending me. I bought this one. So I think I needed something to really secure. I've got the scope on here now that I'm about to take off and remount, because well, we'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, I'm going to take it off and remount it, make sure it's right. So that'll be in a different video. But I just want to show you this vise that I just bought, because, man, it is way, in my opinion, like 3 cuts above the Real Avid. And I'm not dogging Real Avid out, but I'm calling them like I see them. So anyway, that's it. That's the Tipton Ultra Gun Vise. I'll put a link to this below. It's in Amazon. That's where you can get it, and it's just a very capable piece of equipment that allows you to do anything you need to do to a long gun while you're holding it stationary. So anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. Be prepared. I'll see you next time.